Good afternoon, and today we are going to the Premier League fixture between Watford and Leicester City, the last home game of this dreadful season. Goodness me, I'm glad it's nearly over. It's been a tough season to watch for many reasons, mostly Watford's form on the pitch, but also off it. There's just been some rumblings and silly appointments of managers and bringing in players that just don't really have the right attitude. They don't look like they want to fight for it. They don't look like they want to work for it and work as a unit. So glad to see the back end of this season, but ultimately it is an exciting time still because we have brought in the new manager, Rob Edwards, from Forest Green Rovers. Now, the appointment was in a bit of controversy because of the way it happened, and Forest Green were saying that they did it behind their own backs, Watford, and that he did it behind their own backs. But I don't think when they've now looked into it, it's as bad as people originally made out, and ultimately we did what we needed to do to get this guy in, and he is a very, very promising young talent in English football. Got Forest Green the title in League Two, and he's got those kind of values that he believes in. For instance, with Forest Green, the way they run their club as a whole vegan club, you know, hopefully equally Edwards can buy into the values of Watford, for instance, the family community club feel. So it's a big game in terms of what can we see next season, but in every other respect it's a bit of a nothing game. So much to the extent Leicester are deciding to rest a lot of players. They're basically playing a second string team. Schmeichel probably not going to play, Maddison as well, Vardy might not. So this is a free hit, but it's also an opportunity because Leicester have got nothing to play for either. I thought they wouldn't rest their players because it's not like they've got any more competitions to play for, but maybe they're just thinking the season's done, they just don't really care about it anymore. But it'd be nice, wouldn't it, to win our first home game of 2022 in the Premier League before we go into the Championship, but it's just unlikely, isn't it, with this squad. However, with someone like Jakupovic or Danny Ward in goal, you never know for Watford, and you know, we looked pretty promising against Everton. Wasn't able to get to that one, but hopefully this one will be worth the trip. As we've said all season, they've been pretty bad. At full time, we will do a bit of a reflection on the season as a whole. Obviously, our last home game of the season, and it's going to be a last home game for Ben Foster, so that'll be a really interesting one. Could possibly be for Cleverley if he's involved from the bench. But I think he's out, and also it's Sissoko's last home game, so it's going to be an emotional occasion, I think, with the fate sealed already this season. But at the end of the day, just wish them well and hope we can see this club get back in the Premier League for 2023 to 24. So thanks for watching my little preview there. Leicester, they've got dangerous players. Vardy always scores against us, as does James Maddison. But we will look back on the season and look at player of the season, game of the season, all that stuff in the full-time review. But for now, I'm predicting a Watford win because it's the last sunny day at Vicarage Road, a place that's not been home for us, but hopefully will be in the coming months. And I'll say Watford 1, Leicester City 0. Actually, no, I'll say 2-1 to Watford. And Vardy to score first, if he plays, of course, 27th or 25th minute. Then Watford equalised through a little bit of... oh yes, you know it. It is a little bit of Sema, King Ken with a goal, and then the winner, Samir, in the 89th minute. Come on, you ORNS!